Whether you're a veteran or newbie anime watcher, unless you've been living under a rock, the chances are that you've heard of, wanted to watch, or even seen Attack on Titan. For those who don't know, Attack on Titan is an anime about giant people eating smaller people because hey, why not? It's currently one of the biggest anime in the world, with the 4th and final season coming to an end very shortly. With an anime as large as Attack on Titan, multiple theories are bound to come about. This specific theory though is one that's caught my attention and one that I really want to talk about. Hello ladies, gentlemen and everything in between, my name is Kobe, or better known as Cobba, and welcome to the Attack on Titan time loop theory. This video is going to contain spoilers for both the anime and manga, so if you're already caught up or frankly don't care about spoilers and are just here for a fun time, then please enjoy the video. If you like this style of video and want to see more, please let me know by hitting that like button and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. This video took a lot of time and effort, so I'd appreciate it if you show it some love. But without any further ado, let's dive into it. This theory suggests that everything Attack on Titan is destined to happen and repeat. Through the anime and manga, we learn that the power of the Titans and the paths define the laws of space, matter, and time. We witness this in the very first episode of the anime, where we see a dream from young Eren, a dream that shows the future he's soon to live out. We see the death of Hans, along with many more things, all of which Eren has no way of knowing about. Later on, we witness a conversation between Eren Kruger, better known as the Owl, and Grisha Yeager, in which Kruger says that Grisha is destined to inherit the Attack Titan in order to save Mikasa and Armin, both of which who weren't born until many years later. Another example we see is in chapter 120 of the manga. Eren and Zeke can be seen in what seems to be some kind of physical manifestation of the coordinate. In this setting, Zeke can manipulate aspects of the surrounding due to his royal blood. Zeke uses this ability to explore Grisha's memories and show Eren that he was a terrible father to both him and Zeke, to show that they were both victims of Grisha Yeager. Both Zeke and Eren travel through important memories within Grisha's past. During these memories, despite Grisha being in the past, he can not only see a fully grown Zeke, but also interact with him, which Grisha convinces himself that the image of Zeke isn't real. Later on in the same chapter, we see a baby Eren notice both future Zeke and Eren while traveling through Grisha's memories. This means time isn't linear and that events from the present can directly affect events from the past, in terms affecting both the present and future. Confusing, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. The first volume of the manga and the first episode of the anime both share the same name, and it's a quite interesting one. The title is To You, 2000 Years in the Future. But what does this mean? Well, this title was never explained even after over 100 chapters of the manga, so it's time to do some speculating. The closest thing we can get to the concept of 2000 years is the Eldian Empire history. The history includes Ymir Fritz, the progenitor of the Eldian people and the very first Titan, which was believed to have gained the power of the Titans over 1820 years ago. But this still isn't 2000, assuming that 2000 isn't just an estimate. We're going to use Ymir as our starting point. If anyone had access to future memories, it would have been Ymir. Now these future memories we're referring to is how Eren Kruger had the knowledge that Armin and Mikasa would exist, despite them not being born until many years later. As the holder of one of the 9 founding Titan abilities, it's possible that Kruger had access to the memories of all future Attack Titan holders, including Eren Yeager. If we assume that this is how the Owl knew about the future existence of Mikasa and Armin, then this would mean Ymir Fritz, the progenitor of the Eldian people, as well as the original founding Titan, would have access to all future memories of people who hold any of the 9 Titan Shifter abilities. Ymir's memories possibly seeing over 1800 years into the future. Now, the title could possibly come from Ymir herself looking to the future to where the current events of the story are taking place. Ymir held all 9 Titan powers at once, meaning there's a possibility she could see all future memories of Titan shifters who wield the power after the Titans were divided. Going further into Ymir's memories, we learn that she's a direct ancestor of the beloved Queen Historia. In the books about history of Eldia and Eldian people, we see that Ymir is portrayed as a short, blonde girl, similar to Historia. We also see the same depiction in the realm of the Coordinate. If we recall back to the past season, we learn about the childhood of our now queen. We see that her sister, Frida Reese, would visit her and read to her in secret. When reading to Historia, Frida would constantly refer to Ymir in the books, not as Ymir, but rather as Krista. The name Historia went by to hide her identity. But why? Could this possibly be because Frida wanted Historia to associate Ymir Fritz with herself? If we skip forward to the current events, we find out that Historia is now pregnant. Many theories suggest that the pregnancy is a ruse in order to protect her from being manipulated by the island factions and to save her from being sacrificed. Other theories suggest that Eren is the baby daddy. If we assume that Historia really is pregnant, then a new theory about the true identity of Ymir Fritz emerges. From what we know, Ymir gained the power of the Titans from a mysterious Earth Devil. After her 13 years, she died, and due to her not being eaten and passing on her ability, the power was split into 9 separate abilities and given to random newborn Eldians, therefore creating 9 new Titan Shifters. We now know that if a Titan Shifter dies without being eaten and their power being inherited, their power will be inherited by a random Eldian baby. Now, assuming that Ymir died of natural causes, this would mean that the Titan abilities were inherited by 9 random people and could possibly explain the fall of the Eldian Empire due to infighting, which we're currently witnessing in the present time with the Jaegerists. The powers were most likely held by 9 different families, and the battle for power was imminent due to one family not trusting the other. Even if the spinal fluid was extracted and willingly injected into 9 separate people, the fact still remains that Ymir had all 9 abilities in her one body, and that they were only split after her death. But if the Titan power started as one power in one body, then the question remains of why did they ever split? This brings us back to the Earth Devil. Who is it? How did it come to possess the 9 powers in the first place? How and why were they transferred to Ymir? As we know, Eren is the only current person in the Attack on Titan story that possesses more than one Titan ability, those being the Attack Titan, Coordinate, and Warhammer abilities. 3 out of 9 abilities, held by one Eren Yeager. But what would happen if Eren came to possess all 9 abilities? This would make him the first person in history after Ymir Fritz to possess all 9 shifter abilities at the same time. Only the difference is, Eren doesn't have royal blood like Ymir did. What if holding 9 abilities completely changes Eren, even deforms him? After already gaining 3 Titan abilities, we can see Eren becoming mentally troubled and unstable, slowly losing his humanity. Consuming another 6 may make him even more unstable, both mentally and physically. What if, after consuming all 9 Titan Shifter abilities, Eren loses control entirely, mentally and physically, becoming deformed and is transformed into a Titan-esque creature? A creature that to some may be described as a devil, an Earth Devil. If we assume that Eren is destined to become the Earth Devil, Eren could possibly be consumed by or have his spinal fluid injected into Historia's daughter. If Historia has a daughter, and the daughter went on to claim all Titan abilities, then this would bring us closer to the 2000-year date, meaning that the time loop has been completed. From a single girl with a striking resemblance to Historia possessing all 9 Titan Shifter abilities, being dispersed into different shifters for centuries, back to a single girl with a resemblance to Historia, her daughter, possessing all 9 abilities. Being aware of the relationship between Historia and the former Jaw Titan Ymir, we can assume that she may name her daughter after her to honour their relationship. We know that the Reese family was formerly known as the Fritz family, but went on to change their name in order to protect the Eldians that King Fritz gathered and stored inside the walls we all know and love. This means that the child would technically be named Ymir Fritz. Perhaps once Historia's daughter gains all 9 abilities from the Earth Devil Eren, she may somehow use her power to reverse time. Since we know that the Titan powers transcend time and space, perhaps someone with all 9 abilities, as well as royal blood, could gain the ability to somehow turn back time, almost 2,000 years ago. Why, you ask? to start over and try and change the tragic past and to avoid the deaths of all the innocent people. If Eren comes to possess all 9 Titan Shifter abilities, this would mean that Armin has lost his life in the process as he's the current holder of the Colossal Titan. What if Eren possesses all 9 abilities and gives the power to Historia's daughter in hopes that Ymir Fritz can turn back time and start over to create a better outcome? If Attack on Titan is a time loop, then there's no guarantee that the future can ever be changed. We have no way of knowing how many times this loop has already been completed, and no way of knowing how many times the loop will complete after this one. Maybe they're destined to live this reality over and over again. Pretty dark, huh? Now, personally, this is one of my favorite theories, and honestly one of the very few that I've heard that actually makes sense. If only we could go back to a simpler time of wondering what's in the basement and thinking the Beast Titan was the Titan King. If you like this video and want to see more, please like, subscribe, and let me know what you thought in the comments below. I might do more in the future because this was a lot of fun to make, but it all depends if you guys want to see more. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.